My name's Carl Muller. I'm from Greenville. And my question sort of keys off of what you just said about Harvard. What can be done in Washington and all across the nation to stop this senseless attack by Trump on colleges and universities?
Good. I was pleased to hear the president announce. You know, I know Trey Gowdy very well, and I consider Trey Gowdy a friend. I really do. We get along very well. I'm not as good a golfer as he is. I play golf with him, but he's one heck of a golfer. But I always told him, just consider the difference in our age, and let that account for the score that I'm putting up. But we don't agree on a thing politically. What I think we have to do is keep the lines of communication open. This is a great institution. Wofford College is, I hadn't seen the recent rankings, but I remember the rankings used to be way up there, Reese. And so Wofford College, but I think the greatness is in our ability to share ideas, to really get to know each other, not in shutting down ideas. When you got somebody sitting in the White House saying, you can't teach this, you can't do this, come on. I studied the elections at Tocqueville when I was a student. Now, some of you may remember, elected at Tocqueville, wrote a 2-volume work called Democracy in America. And there's a little line in one of those volumes that I recall that says, America's greatness is not that it is more enlightened than any other nation, but rather because she has always been able to repair her faults. Think about that. Now, how you do that is with communication. And people have to keep the lines of communication open. When you say, when I was in high school or elementary school, we were taught, and I still believe, that the greatest inventor in American history was Thomas Edison. And Thomas Edison gets that designation simply because of the light bulb. Everybody considers that to be probably the greatest invention of all time. And that was in our textbooks. But guess what wasn't in our textbooks? Is that Thomas Edison couldn't get that light bulb to work too well. And it was not until he got Lewis Latimer's filament to put in that light bulb. Thomas Edison, the white guy, doing great work up there in New Jersey, sat down with Lewis Latimer, the black guy, doing great work up there in Massachusetts, Boston, the son of former slaves. His filament is still in that light bulb right now, R-A-T, right now. And so how is that to be insulting? What is the danger to anybody of knowing that two people, one black and one white, successfully sat down together, successfully worked together, and we can all see each other in here tonight because of their collaboration? And so I just think that we have to, I'm amazed at, I remember the first time I really told that Thomas Edison, Lewis Latimer story that I remember sharing it was at Gallaudet. I think that's the name of the school, in DC. You remember we went through a period, everybody talking about this, having the Black History. So they said they wanted to have a Black History program. And they called my office, asking me would I come and speak to them. And I went. And then the staff was a little skittish about it. But when I got there that day, there were a lot of other people a little skittish about it because I think they had more parents there than students to see what I was going to say. But when I shared that story, I had so many parents to come up to me afterwards and thank me for that. So many of them told me, I never knew that. That wasn't in the books at that time. Is that true? You know, yeah. As my late wife would say, Google it.